My name is Ruth Esther Smith. When I was 9 years old, my family migrated from England to the United States to settle in Florida. That's me next to my brother and the oxen. This was our home. When we arrived, Daddy soon became good friends with Raymond Lanier. Mr. Lanier had a large farm and lived in a home much like ours, called a dog trot style. It had a fireplace in the living room, and in the kitchen there was a wood-burning stove where his brother, Wade's wife, Maud, would cook wonderful food. Maud and Wade lived with Mr. Lanier until years later, at the age of 49, he married Jessie Lee. They went on to have 3 children. Mr. Lanier's farm had lots of places to play in and get in trouble. He had a drive-through barn, a chicken coop where we loved to chase the chickens, and even a wash house with an outhouse attached. One of the most successful farms in the county was owned by Lieutenant Colonel William Cadman. He and his family came from England just like me. The Cadmans had 3 boys and a girl. They had the most beautiful home in town. Everyone called it the bungalow. Inside, they had soft chairs and beautiful furniture they had shipped to America. The 3 boys had their own little 1-bedroom house that they called the boys' room. The Colonel, as most people called him, and his wife, Jane, were known for hosting wonderful parties at their home. All the boys worked on the citrus farm, but Reginald, the second oldest, stayed with the farm the longest. They went on to build their own packing house where citrus was packed in special wax paper and was shipped all over the eastern coast by train on the Atlantic coastline. This is my best friend, Emma Tyson's home. It's a 1-room house. Emma had 10 siblings that all grew up there. This is her standing next to her mother. We would spend hours climbing all over the farm, including the tall water tank her daddy built if we didn't get caught. My favorite treat was fresh squeezed cane juice from their sugarcane grinder. Emma and I always had the most fun when the community gathered to help each other boil down the cane juice to make sugar and molasses. Not far from town was a Seminole settlement. These were wonderful, gentle, but hard-working people. They made canoes, cooking vessels, fishing spears, and other tools. I loved their beautiful dresses with all the colorful stripes. They lived in little huts called cheekies. I thought they were so brave not having walls to protect them from the critters, but the cheekies helped them stay cool in the Florida heat. Daddy took me once to see the Cracker cow camps outside of town. Crackers are cattle ranchers that got their name from the crack of the rawhide whips they used for rounding up the cattle. These camps were temporary stopping places for the Crackers to rest for a day or 2. Growing up in Florida was a real adventure. Narrated by Eden Daly, music courtesy of West Star Music, sound effects courtesy of West Star Music and freesound.org.